Happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Hope you all had a great Easter. So, what did you do during this Easter? For myself, we did service here, and then after that, we did the food shelf. And then during the time between the food shelf and the service, I was able to be on Zoom with my parents and the rest of my siblings. This is probably the first time, and I can't tell you how long that all the siblings were together in one spot talking on Zoom. So that was really nice. We started figuring out that maybe we'll do that once a week. So that's been great because I normally don't get to talk to a lot of my siblings too often. So that was wonderful to be able to do. Then I also we had a great dinner at home. So I hope you had a great Easter as well too, as we sort of navigate this uncertain time and figure out how we do things that help us to help with our spirits and help with the uncertainty that's going around with us to give us some peace and comfort during this time of chaos. So hopefully, I hope you had a great Easter. One of the things that I want to talk about before I forget is don't forget Funny Friday is coming back on this Friday. The only reason we didn't have it last Friday was because of Good Friday. So this week, again, send me your joke or jokes. Let me know. You can send me a message, Facebook Messenger, text them to me, email them to me, whatever you feel like you want to give them to me. That would be awesome. We also will have the answer to the riddle that I had from last week as well too. So that'll be on Friday. To sort of the topic I want to talk about today is I was on a walk yesterday, and one of the things I did during my walk was listen to the Rob Bell podcast, and he's a theologian. He was a pastor, and he puts out these podcasts about every week or so. And this week he was talking about productivity. And I thought it was very interesting because I don't know about you, but I always feel like I really need to be productive. And what he was asking us to think about is, what does productivity look like now? He says productivity now looks a lot different than what it was before we had the pandemic. And he said he wonders if this is a time where we can sort of figure out if what we're producing is what we feel like we need to produce. And what he's getting by that is do we like what we do for a living? Do we like what we're doing right now with our lives? In some sense, this event that we're going through right now has given us a chance to reflect and look at those things to say, I really think this is a good thing that's going on in my life. Or I don't know, there must be a different way to do things. And so we get to ask these questions during this time as we have time to think and reflect. And so his question was, so are you doing what you feel called, which is the word we hear a lot thrown around, especially in the Lutheran Church. Is this what you feel called to be doing right now? And if it's so, great, that's wonderful. And if you're not doing what you're called, what can you do to start looking to go in that direction? What would it look like? Do you need to switch careers? Is it a hobby you need to change? Is it the way that you deal with your relationships? And what is your definition of productivity? Is it just doing stuff for doing stuff? And he said another thing to remember too about our productivity is that at this particular point, a lot of us may be be suffering grief because of our productivity. We're not able to produce as much as we would like to be produced, or as much as we've been told that we should be producing. So to be gentle with ourselves and to realize that it's hard right now to be productive. And what does that look like going forward? And why do you want to be productive? I think so there's a lot of, I know this is probably a little deeper than what you wanted to go with on a Wednesday, but I thought it would be something to think about, something to talk about. What does it mean to be productive, especially now? What does that mean to be productive for you right now? My productivity now is a lot different than it was before, back in February. What I do to feel productive is different because a lot of the things that we're doing right now, technology-wise, it takes twice as long to do things. Like when we do a worship service, where it normally take me maybe, if you include the sermon, maybe 4 hours in order to be ready for Sunday worship. Writing the sermon, looking up the Bible verses, in getting ready for service, getting all this stuff out there, doing anything to the sanctuary that I need to do. Now it takes 8 to 10 hours because I have that same 4 hour prep, but now I'm also figuring out, well, how's the audio visual working? Is the sound okay? How does this look, or does the camera work well enough? So it does take a little bit longer, and then are we as gracious with ourselves when the productivity for the same product takes longer because we're learning new things and just because of the current situation we're in? So I think those are all good things to sort of think about this week. And since we missed Tuesday yesterday, thankful is Tuesdays as being thankful. So I also wanted to talk about our blessings for this week. What are you blessed? What do you feel blessed about this week? Are you feeling blessed about your job that you have? Are you feeling blessed about relationships that you have? Are you blessed knowing that you have a second chance to think about doing stuff differently? Are you blessed to have some time just to have some time alone? Are you blessed with having some family time? What are those things that you feel blessed about today? So I want you to take some time and write those down, because I think it's important to know that you are blessed, even in the midst of this. I think it's important to look at our blessings and to know that God blesses us. Well, those are some of my thoughts for today. Again, please send those jokes to me. That would be awesome. And otherwise, I will see you on Thursday. Take care and God bless.